But New Skin is a company that makes dreams possible. It's a company that makes dreams happen. And I had some very simple but very clear dreams. My first dream was to cure serious illness. My second dream was to save tropical rainforest. And my third dream was to help indigenous people and little children. That's it. If I have those three dreams, I can cure serious illness, I can save rainforest, I can help indigenous people. I'm happy. Give me a piece of gum and that's it. I'm done. So I was approached in the 1990s, because most of my work is with pharmaceutical firms. I was approached in the 1990s by a number of big cosmetic companies. They wanted me to design products for them. And so I asked them, how many products, how much money can go back to help the indigenous people? They said, oh, our lawyers won't let us do that. And then I came to New Skin. I met these two guys. One guy's name was Blake. Another guy's name was Steve. I said, can we send money back from the product? I said, oh yes, that's why we have a company. That's what we want to do. So every time a tube of Firewalker or Ice Dancer or Soul Solution or any Epoch product sells, 25 cents goes back to the Force for Good. Now, when I came to the company, Barbara and I had just built a school in Samoa. She's such a, she's such a sweet woman. I hope you get a chance to meet her. In fact, what I really wish is that you could come with me in my Land Cruiser. We just go out in the forest, sit with the indigenous people. The movies, they all lie. It's, in fact, movies. I have to tell you, should I tell the Sean Connery story? Yeah, so Universal Pictures called me up, and the lawyers for Sean Connery said, we need your help because he's being sued by this company that says that the idea for this movie, Medicine Man, was their idea. They said, you do this for real, don't you? I said, yes. So I helped them out. I got this nice letter from Tom Schulman, the playwright. The lawyers, Mr. Connery sent their regards, and I called my students around. I said, now look, kids, when the world is in trouble, who saves it? James Bond. But when that guy's in trouble, who saves him? A botanist. And of course, this all came together for me in this product which we call Baobab Body Butter. I see you have my pen there. Let me have that pen for a second. If you give it back, it's my pen. We give it back and forth. Thank you. The company gave me this pen when we had sold 100,000 jars of Baobab Body Butter. It's a picture of a baobab tree. And the reason this means a lot to me and the reason I wanted to stay with my friend is that this means that 100,000 trees were planted in Malawi. Every time a jar is planted, every time a jar is planted, every time a jar is sold, a tree is planted in Malawi. And that's just so exciting to me. And I think we missed it because I suggested we call it Baobab Body Butter. Say that. That's a marketing nightmare. No one can remember that. What we should have called it is Plant a Tree in Malawi Kit. So you wake up in the morning, you feel discouraged. What should I do to make me happy? Why don't I have a tree planted in Malawi? And it doesn't matter if you live in Budapest or Helsinki or Firenze or Nagoya. You buy that little jar, whoosh, a tree lands in Malawi and starts growing. I mean, it's wonderful. Let me tell you what's happened so far. Because of your good work, so far, 500,000 trees have been planted in Malawi. 500,000 trees. They planted forests down there. So this little thing that started off, the Force for Good, Got to be so fun, so exciting. Because of what you're doing, through sales of Epoch products, through your own donations, Seecology, which working in partnership with Force for Good, has built 225 schools in 114 islands in 44 different countries. Wow. Barbara and I thought it was great just to build one school. In fact, Mr. Yasukawa's been to that school in Falealupo. Now there's 225 schools. Let me tell you what else we've done. For the Matali Manja Agricultural School in Malawi, because of your good work, you've funded 204 scholarships for families that learn how to do better. 204 scholarships for families. You've done some other things. You've saved the lives of 750 children in China who needed heart surgery. 750 surgeries, 400 in the Philippines. Good heavens, that's amazing. Japanese tsunami, Mr. Yasukawa and I and our friends in Japan have been working on tiny Oshima Island, an island that was completely covered by the waves. Because of your good work, over $2 million has been donated to help these people. We've been there together. It's a fantastic place. These children have lost their parents to the tsunami, but because of you, they have new hope, smiles, they're excited. You've done a wonderful thing there. In fact, last year, the other thing I want to mention was the orphanage in Ukraine. 38,000 euro to fix that orphanage. I guess what I'm trying to say is, these are real projects. These are real children. How many have been to Malawi, by the way? I mean, get down there if you can. It will transform your life. What you're doing is very real, it's very tangible, and it's a wonderful thing. So last year alone, the Force for Good, from sales of Epoch products and your donations, donated $19 million for charity. $19 million. Total of $41 million. Now, I just want you to think about this, because I so much enjoyed the convention. I'm blown away by what they did. I mean, I thought, oh, they can't get better than this, and then the horse marches out. They can't get better than this, and then a helicopter appears. Can't get better than this, you know. I mean, what are they going to do next time? But as Nu Skin moves towards Nu Skin 2.0, it's set up so that the Force for Good just continues to increase. And to me, it reminds me of this river here that runs through Budapest. The Hungarians call it the Danube. We in English, we call it the Danube. It starts in the Black Forest of Germany. Actually, it starts up in the mountains of Italy, okay, and the little snow comes down. And then it goes clear to the Black Sea. It goes through 10 countries, 4 national capitals. To me, I'm just a little tiny drop, and I had my little tiny dream. Maybe we could build a school for some indigenous people. But by joining with you, my little drop of water has helped become this great river. And together, we're changing the world. And the best part to me is that we're doing it together as friends. Some of the best friends I have in the world are sitting right in this room. And those of you that I don't know, I hope you can be my friend. And I'm so grateful that you accept me as a botanist. I carry these little leaves around. You're powerful business people. I'm amazed with what you do. And it's just been so fun. It's so wonderful to be with you. So let me conclude with a few words that I was told by a Samoan chief. I went to say goodbye to this man. He was 95, 96 years old. I knew that I would never see him alive again. So I went to say goodbye. He looked at me and he said, and I'll say this slowly for the interpreters, "Our farewell is as the parting of the waves of the sea and the sands of the beach. We will turn our backs on each other, but the love will remain." And then he said, "Do you know what that means?" I said, "No." So he said, "Well, a long time ago in our village, there was a fisherman who fell in love with a mermaid. And the fisherman would try to hold his breath, go under the water, to be with the mermaid, but he could only stay underwater for a few minutes, and he had to come up. And some nights the mermaid would try crawl up on the beach to be with the fisherman, but she could only stay out of water for a short time. So they stood right at that point where the ocean waves caressed the sands of the beach. And those are the words that they said to each other. We will turn our backs on each other, but our love will remain forever. You know, I feel that way about you. I'm so grateful you came here. It's such a thrill for me to be with our people from France. I mean, how elegant and lovely they are. To be with our Scandinavians. You know, I'm a native Swede. I love Sweden, and of course, as the Norwegians know, most of the Swedes live there. And of course, all the Swedes and Norwegians wish they could live in Denmark and go to the Bastio up in Finland. And all of us are so thrilled to be here in Hungary. I mean, the Hungarians, the music, Franz Liszt, Bela Bartok, it's an incredible place. And Slovakia, the Czech Republic, Russia. Isn't it great that you can have friends from all over the world? And wherever I go, I think about you. So now let me conclude my remarks by thanking you for what you're doing for the Force for Good. And I want to say the same words that the Samoan chief said. And I'll say them in his language, and then I'll say them in English. May our parting be as the parting of the waves of the sea and the sands of the beach. We will turn our backs on each other, but our love will remain forever. Thank you so much.